Guys, week 6 of the NFL's in the books. We're back for the weekly Yap Sesh to talk about where your team ranks, if they're good, if they're bad. I've changed one of the names of the tiers from bad to fatal flaw. So, last week, gosh, so much has changed. I mean, you got the Chiefs taking down the Lions, who I had in favorites. The Eagles lost another awful game against... Oh, the Giants. The Giants just fucking teabagged the Eagles. This week was a crazy week. Oh yeah, the Panthers beat the Cowboys. God, that's so crazy. Okay, first off, we've got the Saints. They're going in bad tier. They're going in fatal flaw. Their team they can win some games. They have a young QB in Spencer Rattler. They're just like pretty devoid of talent on both sides of the ball. Like they've got a couple guys. They've got Olave. They've got AK. But they're going in fatal flaw because they just don't have enough firepower, I don't think. All right, so next is the Dolphins. They're also going in fatal flaw tier. Tua is coming out after games going, oh geez, I can't wait to find who lost us this game. Meanwhile, he threw 3 interceptions. They lost to the Chargers. The Chargers have been just descending and falling off in these last couple weeks. They kind of stabilize against the Dolphins in a close game that probably shouldn't have been close, but still, they're going in fatal flaw. And then we've got the Ravens. Gosh, they're also going in fatal flaw. And their fatal flaw right now is that defense. They kind of stepped up and played a little bit better this week against Matt Stafford and the Rams, only giving up 17 points. Cooper Rush isn't getting it done. Probably should switch to Huntley until Lamar gets back. Lamar's coming back soon, I think. They're going in fatal flaw. They're a bad team. They're a team that we expected to be up here in favorites at the beginning of the season, and now they've just had a monumentous downfall. Bengals are next. They're going in booty tier. Joe Flacco, I mean, he could elevate this team over time as he gets more used to the system on offense, but as of right now, without Joe Burrow, their defense is terrible. They can't get their guys the ball. They have 2 talented receivers. They just can't do anything. They can't run the ball. They're in booty. Next, we got the Broncos. Broncos are going in wild cards. They're leading the division right now. They beat the Jets by only 2 points. Bo Nix is playing pretty bad. It feels like it should have been an easy game. I think the Jets are like a bottom 2 or 3 team in the league. You should easily beat them. You barely beat them by less than a field goal. They're winning the division right now. I don't trust them, though. I don't think they're in contenders. They're here in wild cards for right now. Next, we got the Giants. They're going in mid-tier. They were in fatal flaw tier. Those weeks that Russell Wilson was playing, they were in fatal flaw, and I think they have aura now, okay? Jackson Dart might be the most talented black quarterback to ever play for this team. Cam Scattaboo is a dog. He's given himself CTE on a regular basis. He's teaching his quarterback how to give himself CTE, launching himself sideways into everybody. It's hopeful in New York right now for the Giants. There's things that you like. They're going in mid. I just don't fully trust them to put them into this playoff tier up here. So next we got the Vikings. Vikings didn't play last week, right? So the week before, I think I had them in the back of wildcard tier. I'm going to put them down here in mid tier. I just feel like a lot of teams elevated this last week, and then we didn't see them play. And the last time we did see them play, it wasn't a super dominant performance. Yeah, they beat the Browns by 4. I'm going to put them in mid. LA's next. LA's going in wild cards. They're going above the Broncos, though. Puka got hurt the week before. I've been really disappointed watching Matt Stafford play this season. Puka goes out, their whole offense is out the window. Like, you have Devontae Adams, but him and Devontae can't hook up. They have, like, no chemistry yet, it feels like. But it's like their offensive game plan was Puka, go Burr, and once he gets hurt, it's all out the window. So they're going in wild cards. Their defense holds the Ravens to 3 points. It's the stinky Ravens with Cooper Rush. Like, nice job, dude. And you only scored 17 on their defense. In previous weeks, they've made every quarterback they've played against look like a damn superhero. 40 points dropped on them every week. And even the Texans, the awful Texans offense that can't protect CJ Stroud, dropped 44 on them. And you come in this week and only dropped 17. I mean, I get it. They could have made adjustments. They could have improved over this last week or done something schematically. I think the Rams offense is just a little bit bad without Puka. All right, next we have the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are going in the top of favorites. Baker Mayfield and the power of friendship prevailed this weekend over the 49ers, who were another playoff team, also doing it with Mac Jones and the power of friendship. Yeah, they're going in favorites for right now. I think they are the most consistent team in the league so far. They're not blowing teams out, really. They're winning really close games against some bad teams, too. Like, they barely beat the Jets that one week. But still, I think they're going in favorites. They're doing what it takes to get it done. Baker's doing it in not ideal circumstances without all his weapons, but they protect him well, and he's been playing really well. So we're going to go in favorites for them. Lions are going down to contenders. I had them up here in favorites last week. I really don't like what I saw out of them. Jared Goff got stifled. The run game was pretty good, but they were unable to rely on it because they were playing from behind. Their defense just fell apart against us. They have so many injuries to their secondary. And then Kirby Joseph's looking like he's giving it all he's got out there, but he's playing hurt. And then Brian Branch gets himself suspended from the next game, and you're playing the Bucs next week. Like, you can't do that. Just an idiotic move from him. God, I could crash out about this game for about an hour, but we'll move on. Chicago Bears, they're going in mid-tier. They have been rising slowly. They looked awful at the beginning of the season, probably down here in this tier or in booty tier, and they have risen up from there. They got a quality win against what I think is going to be a playoff team in Washington. Well, they could be a playoff team. I don't know yet. You know what? Let's go ahead and move them right behind here, because I think that's where they go. Because they lost a close game against the Bears by, I think it was 1 point. A field goal at the end by Jake Moody. It's probably going to let them down at some point, but he did not today. Or not today, but whenever they played Monday night. So the Bears, they have an identity on offense now. Ben Johnson has at least given them that. They know which personnel, like which receiver is good at what. They use them all in different ways. For example, you know, DJ Moore, you're going to use him as more of the screen slot guy. You're going to use Rome as more of the outside big guy, big body, who's going to go up and get a jump ball, for example. Last year with Eberflus, they were not doing that. They were just going, just throw the guys out there, play your position, know your route, execute. We're not going to tailor any of our offense to any of your strengths or anything. You're just going to go do your damn job, which, not great. So they've fixed that. Their offense is getting a little mojo, and I like it. They're ascending. They're in mid for right now. I could easily see them going up here in wild card tier, but we'll have to wait and see. Plus, they're in a tough division. All right. San Francisco is going right behind. No, I think they're going to go right ahead of the Rams. They beat the Rams 2 weeks ago with Mac Jones and the power of friendship, and that was basically it. They lost a tough one this week against the Bucs, but I think they're still a good team. They are just losing more and more pieces every week, though. They lost Fred Warner. I could see them dropping because of that. God, that's tough. Okay, you know what? We'll leave them there for right now. If they keep falling, I think Purdy's coming back soon, but if they keep falling, I could see them easily falling into mid-tier. But for right now, we're going to keep them here. The Eagles, I'm going to put them behind the Lions in contenders. 2 weeks in a row, you've lost to not so great teams. Who did they lose to the week before? Okay, so 2 weeks ago, you lost to the Broncos. This week, you lose to the Giants, who are an ascending team, but I don't think a great team. And you should be able to get the job done against them with your offense. It's supposed to be so dominant. Jalen Hurts is missing guys wide open. They're running the tush push 4 fucking times in a row. Don't even get me started on the tush push. I'm gonna crash out about this. The Eagles fans, your argument for the tush push is the dumbest shit I've ever seen or heard. It's like, oh, well, if you don't want to see the tush push, you could do the tush push. You should just practice it and you'd become dominant at it, or you can't do it as well as us. If every team in the league was running the tush push, no one would watch the fucking NFL anymore. It's so damn boring. It's not a football play. It's just the worst thing ever, dude. It's just, you get a guaranteed yard when you need it on 3rd and 4th and short. Like, it's just not, even on 2nd down, they'll run it. You don't want to see an entire league of everyone just running the tush push on 3rd and 1 every time. You don't. I'm sorry, you're lying to yourself if you're saying that. Okay, anyways, that was my short crash out about that. Raiders are going in booty tier. Geno's playing like the worst quarterback in the league. He's a turnover machine. I want to see his stats. Yeah, he's got 10 interceptions already, and we're not even like in week 7 yet. That's pretty awful. All of his good stats are like in garbage time. The Packers, also, yeah, the Raiders are like the worst team in their division right now. So it's kind of over for them this season. The Packers, I'm gonna put them in wild cards. We haven't seen a lot of good from them until this week. Oh, they beat the Bengals by by 9. It's like, okay, the Bengals are a pretty freaking bad team, dude. And then you come off of a week where you lose to the Browns, and then another week, they didn't play that week, and then another week where you can't get it done against the Cowboys. It's like, I don't really know what to think. I thought they were going to be in favorites at the start of the season. It's kind of a monumentous fall off for them. Not as bad as the Ravens, but Cardinals are going in booty tier. I'm sorry, dude. You guys lost to the Titans. You guys gave them a miracle win. A team that has literally no talent. I'm just going to throw the Titans back here at the back of booty tier because that's where they belong. 2 weeks ago, you lose to them, Cardinals, and then you almost beat the Colts, which is like, what the hell? With Jacoby Brissett, your backup in? But I just can't justify moving you up. You choked a game to the Titans. You gave them a miracle 2 weeks ago. I don't really care that you beat the Colts. I actually don't think the Colts are as dominant as everyone thinks. But yeah, you're a pretty bad team. Steelers are next. I'm going to put them at the back end of wild cards. Aaron Rodgers is showing stuff. They beat the hell out of the Browns. They did what they're supposed to. They're winning games, close games. They choked a game early on to the Seahawks with a bad special teams play. They're kind of consistently just pretty good, but I don't know if they're a contender tier. Like, they just kind of lack star power. Rodgers is old as hell. He's getting it done. He's playing well, but he's not really... I don't know if he's going to elevate this team to do anything in the playoffs. So they're going to go there for right now. Bills are next. Bills, I'm going to put them at the top of wild cards. They are on a monumentous stumble and fall. They lost this week to the Falcons, who I think are an ascending team. They have so many weapons. They can kick your ass a lot of different ways, with Bijan being one of the best skill guys in the game right now. Drake London's a quality piece. Kyle Pitts is a whatever Kyle Pitts is. And then Michael Beenitz is a pretty good player, it seems. I'm going to just go ahead and throw them right in here in contenders on top of the Bills for right now. But yeah, the Bills, Josh Allen, 2 weeks in a row now, you've not got it done. You might not even win your division. I went and looked at the Bills' schedule. They've got like 3 or 4 tough games left on their schedule that they could lose. And then the Patriots have like only 1 or 2 tough games left on their schedule. Yeah, because of that, I'm actually going to throw up the Patriots here on top of them in wildcard tier. For right now, Drake May's been playing pretty well. He has been seeing the game. He's been making his reads quickly, processing information, and digesting what the defenses are giving him quickly and making plays. Gotta give him props for that. And the Patriots are ascending. I would say odds are they're gonna win the division now. I mean, it's tough, and it sucks if you're a Buffalo fan, but I think the Patriots might win the division. Next, we got the Seahawks. Seahawks are going, I'm going to put them on top of the Falcons here in contenders. Sam Darnold has been getting it done. JSN looks like top 3 receiver in the league right now. They got it done against the Jaguars, who kind of had a prove-it game against Kansas City the week before, and then you come in and get smothered by this Seahawks defense. So I think they're a well-rounded team. They've got a good offense and good defense. Seahawks proved it. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield are both lighting it up. Both guys who were written off at one point and are now getting the job done. Might be franchise QBs for their franchises, respectively. So, Browns next. We're going to throw them right here in fatal flaw. The offense is so bad. You've got Dylan Gabriel out there trying to make it work, getting killed. Protection's awful. You have almost no talent. You got Quinshon Judkins, and that's it. Your defense is pretty good, but your fatal flaw is your offense is just unable to do anything. You're going in fatal flaw. All right, next we got the Texans. They're going in mid-tier. Where do they go in mid-tier? I'm going to put them right here. They had a great win against the Ravens. They even play this week? I think they didn't play this week. They're on bye. They're coming off a bye. They could have a quality win next week and move up from here into maybe wild cards. I've been saying it all year. They started off like, what was it, 0-4. I thought that they were better than that record. I believe in CJ Stroud still. I'm not ready to write him off. As of right now, they're going to stay in mid. Yeah, they didn't play last week, but they had a quality win over a Ravens team that's pretty bad. And then next, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. You know I've been looking for any excuse. You know I've been sitting here patiently, waiting, watching, and looking for any excuse to put my Mahunky Poo up here in favorite tier. Guys, to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And last week I had the Lions up there as the best. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Lions came into their house and they just took care of business, did work, kicked some ass, took some names, rage baited Brian Branch into crashing out. And next week, we've got Rashee Rice back. I think our defense is still a little bit flawed. Our secondary is a little bit inept. But like this, who's going to stop this offense now that Rashee Rice is back? I mean, Hollywood Brown's out there looking like a damn superhero. We got Tyquan Thornton didn't even make a catch last week, and they still put up 30 points. Xavier Worthy getting it done, a little gadget play here and there. And then also the other flaw is kind of the run game, but it's like, who cares when the short passing game is working wonders like it is? And plus they were running over the Lions anyway. Pacheco and Kareem Hunt were. So yeah, they're going in favorites this week. You can cry about it. You can cry refs. Oh God, that's how I know that's how I know we're back, dude. Everyone's crying about the refs again. Let's freaking go. It feels so great to be a Chiefs fan this week. All right, next, let's move on to the Cowboys. They're going at the back of mid-tier. You just lost to the Panthers, who I think are kind of an ascending team. Here, I'm going to just put the Panthers right on top of them for right now, and we can talk about this game. Your defense is so bad, you're making Rico Dowdle look like damn Terrell Davis back in the 90s, dude. Like, the guy is just running through wide open holes and just picking up 20 yards a carry. Like, you're just the most unbalanced team in the league. I almost want to put them in fatal flaw tier, but I think their offense is just too good to do that. And then when is CD coming back? I don't know, but CeeDee Lamb will get on the field this week. Okay, so he's coming back this week, so you have hope there. It's just every game's going to be a shootout. Your defense is awful. You have like, I mean, your best player on your defense is Kenny Clark, and you just traded for him, and you traded away an even better player for him to get draft picks. So yeah, it's pretty tough. Still don't trust Bryce Young in big moments. Rico Dowdle's out there looking like the Terminator. That's all I really have to say about that game. I think we're just gonna put the Panthers right on top of Dallas here in mid-tier. It was a close game, one that Dallas probably should have won. All right, next we're going to move on to the Chargers. I'm going to put them here in mid-tier. Barely squeaked one out against the Dolphins, which are, I think, a tier below them. I think that if you're Justin Herbert, you've got to get it done. It took a miraculous play from him at the end of the game to win that. Him and Lad McConkey, they are going to go in mid-tier, and they lost to the Giants a couple weeks prior, so I think it's appropriate the Giants are on top of them by a little bit. Yeah, they're going to go in mid for right now. I could easily see them rising up again. They still have a better record than the Chiefs. They're tied with the Broncos for the first in division, but I don't trust either of these teams to keep it up, basically is what I'm saying. So next we've got the New York Jets. They're, I think, the second worst team in the league. It won't let me put them here. Okay, there we go. Gosh, what do we have to say about the Jets? Justin Fields had -10 net passing yards. You and I sitting at home did better than him. I'm still a Justin Fields believer. I just think that the coaching is a joke. The culture, the organization is a joke. The defense held the Broncos to only 13, and you still lost. Oh, offensively, this team is a joke. And yeah, they deserve to not have a win yet, I'm going to be honest. Like, they've played a bunch of close games against some good teams too, like the Bucks, but they're just so bad. They can't win a game. All right, next we have the Colts. I'm putting them at the top of contenders for right now. They've been consistently good, but they've been beating up bad teams. They played a good team in the Rams and they lost. They played another pretty good team in the Broncos and almost lost. It took like a weird referee, like special teams penalty bullshit for them to get that win. And then you barely squeak one out against the Cardinals with their backup QB in. Like, really? Like, Kyler Murray saw that Battlefield 6 came out and he stayed at home for that game, I guess. What was the week before? You kill the hell out of the Raiders. So it's like you're beating the hell out of bad teams, dude. Like, you're doing what you're supposed to do against them, but like, I don't know. I don't trust you yet. You have to show me quality win against a good team if I'm going to put you up in favorites. Your schedule just hasn't really allowed for that yet. I'm sorry. And I'm pretty sure the rest of your schedule is pretty easy too. Like, this team could easily take like the 1 seed randomly off of just their easy schedule. The Jags could have taken the division or, kept up the tied division, but they lost this week to the Seahawks. They're going right here behind Buffalo. They took a tough L to a quality team. I had them up here in contenders after the week they beat the Chiefs, but it turns out it was maybe a little bit of a fluke. Obviously, the Chiefs were much less penalized. They had 0 penalties actually accepted against them. I think they had like 3 called against them this week, but it was advantageous for the Lions to decline them because their plays were working offensively. That's another nuance that people are crying about online. They're like, the refs and the Chiefs, the refs and the Chiefs. There were only 4 flags accepted this whole game. All of them were on the Lions. 3 of them were called on us, but all 3 of them were declined. So, like, it was like Chris Jones jumping off sides, but the play still worked, so it's like, why accept that? So there's like 7 total penalties that game called, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, let me clarify that. I don't know why I started talking about the Chiefs and Lions again. I thought I just needed to clarify that. But anyways, the Jaguars, it's hard to knock them. I think the Seahawks are a really good team. They lost by 8. Kind of in the middle of wild card, kind of a team that's like, okay, they might do something in the playoffs. They might just instantly get knocked out. Who knows? Anyways, guys, that's going to be the weekly Yap Sesh. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like if you liked it. Tell me in the comments what you guys think of my list. I really liked hearing you guys' feedback about this stuff. You know, maybe give me a sub on Patreon if you want to see some new videos early, if you want to see some exclusive content about my reactions to the game that I can't post here on the regular channel. But yeah, anyways, go Chiefs.